It was only just a week ago that we had, well, the European Super League controversy, and Andrea Agnelli and Juventus were a part of it. Andrea Agnelli was, well, still is, the executive vice president of the European Super League. Now, how the plan was executed wasn't well received. Very negative from fans all over the world. It was a monumental 48 hours. It was absolutely insane. Now, I'm sure all of you were just as shocked as I was when the news broke earlier last week. And really, to be honest, there was always ideas being put forth for this Super League to be sort of announced. Now, the way it was sort of proposed was that us, Juventus, were going to break away from the Serie A. Yes, break away from our domestic league. And that's something, as Juventus fans, we don't want. We don't want to break away from the Serie A. I, as a Juventus fan growing up, do not want to break away from the Serie A. And that's the joy you get from football. The bottom teams trying to challenge the top teams and come up the table. That's the challenge. Now, this was all a rich, egotistical ploy that was proposed by Andrea Agnelli, and it failed poorly. It was executed poorly and it failed. Now, Andrea Agnelli, he's done a lot for Juventus. He has, over the course of the 9 seasons that he has been the chairman of Juventus, over the course of the decade that he's been at Juventus, he has done a lot for us. Appointing Giuseppe Mbarotta as director of football many years ago, appointing Antonio Conte as the manager of Juventus, and the rest is history. Now, what should happen to Agnelli? Should he get fired? Should he get the sack? Should he get the boot out of the door, as they would say? Now, for what he has done for the club, and obviously the European Super League has now tainted Juventus' image and also tainted his image. However, it all remains to be seen towards the end of the season what happens. Now, moving on to Andrea Pirlo. Now, we all knew as fans when Andrea Agnelli appointed him as manager that he, 1, had no managerial experience, and 2, he has never coached at a level of standard of Juventus, who have won 9 Scudetti in a row. So do you blame Andrea Pirlo or do you blame Andrea Agnelli? That is the question. And the Juventus management will be looking at this. Andrea Agnelli will be looking at this and will be thinking to himself, did I make the right decision or did I not? Now, we all thought as Juventus fans, we had a feeling that it would be a transitional year. A year in which we will maybe not win anything really, simply because the fact that we do have a manager that has no managerial experience. It's funny because it's very contradictory, because you have Andrea Agnelli who signs Cristiano Ronaldo to win the Champions League for now, and then appoints a manager with no managerial experience. And if you look at the table at the moment, we are in 3rd position at the moment, thanks to Cristiano Ronaldo's 2 goals at the weekend where he brought the goals back against Udinese. But we're in 3rd place, tied on 69 points with AC Milan and Atalanta. Has he really done the job that we want him to? You know what? I don't think so. He hasn't. But however, what were you expecting, Andrea Agnelli? What were you expecting from a manager who you just appointed and shoved him into the first team? What were you expecting? And it ended up being this. Us not retaining our Scudetti and Inter going on to win the Scudetto for this season. Now, if we look at the potential replacements for the manager of Juventus, yes, that's right, the manager of Juventus, Massimiliano Allegri, Zinedine Zidane. Now, first up, Massimiliano Allegri. Yes, he's been out of a job for about 3 years. Funny enough, when we fired him, yes, when we sacked him, Andrea Agnelli sacked him because of the style of football that we were playing and representing. Now, just because it wasn't the style of football that Andrea Agnelli wanted, now, all of a sudden, he wants Massimiliano Allegri back. And it's funny enough, because up until Allegri's sacking, he had won 5 Scudettis in a row. He had got us to 2 Champions League finals. Yes, we did become runners-up in both of them. In Berlin in 2015 and 2017 in Cardiff, respectively. However, what he has done was absolutely impressive. And then Andrea Agnelli looks at the situation, looks at everything and goes, you know what? You won a Scudetto, however, you're fired. So in all that being said, yes, we, Juventus, Andrea Agnelli want Massimiliano Allegri back. This is what the rumours have been sparking. This is what the interest has been coming up on social media in the past few days, in the media, everywhere. That Allegri could be possibly returning back to Juventus. And of course, us Juventus fans will be absolutely delighted. Not, in my opinion anyways, for Pirlo's sacking anyways. He's been sort of shoved into this situation and sort of set up to fail anyways. Very hard for him. However, with Allegri possibly returning back, I mean, we all, us Juventus fans, will welcome him with open arms. And we'll all be very delighted. And we've also been linked with Zinedine Zidane as well. Yes, maybe not as likely as possibly Allegri. However, it is still great to see that we're actually sort of rumoured with the top managers in the world because we are a top club. But obviously he is coaching Real Madrid at the moment. He's in a semi-final against Chelsea, of course. But will he come to Juventus? That remains to be seen. And yes, it does. Everything still remains to be seen until the end of the season is over. And that being said, other than that, fino alla fine and a forza Juve!